ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। प्रणतं स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदुनति स्वहत्सतां। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 18th chapter, verse number 9 through 11. Vatsamkalpaya me vira yena havatsala tava dokshe shira dokshaye shira kamayan kaman anurupam cha dohanam dogdharam cha mahabaho bhutanam bhutbhavana annam ipsitam urjasvada bhagwan vanchate yadi. Translation. O great hero, protector of all living entities, if you desire to relieve the king, relieve the living entity by the supreme supplying them sufficient grain, and if you desire to nourish them by taking milk from me, you should make arrangement to bring a calf suitable for this purpose and a pot in which the milk can be kept, as well as a milkman to do the work. Since I will be very much affectionate towards my calf, your desires to take milk from me will be fulfilled. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. These are nice instruction of milking a cow. The cow must first have a calf so that out of affection for that calf, she will voluntarily give sufficient milk. There must also be an expert milkman and a suitable pot in which to keep the milk. Just as a cow cannot deliver the sufficient milk without being affectionate to her calf, the earth cannot produce the sufficient necessities without feeling affection for those who are Krishna consciousness. Even though the earth's being in the shape of cow may be taken figuratively, the meaning of herein is very explicit. Just as the calf can derive the milk from cow, all living entities, including animal, birds, bees, reptiles, and aquatics, can receive their respective food from the planet Earth, provided the human beings are not asat or adhrat vrat, as we have previously discussed. When human society becomes asat or ungodly or devoid of Krishna consciousness, the entire world suffers. If human beings are well behaved, animal will also receive the sufficient food and be happy. The ungodly human being, ignorant of this duty to give protection and food to the animals, kills them to compensate for the insufficient production of grains. Thus, no one is satisfied, and that is the cause for the present condition in today's world. Verse number 11. समाच कुरु मा राजन् देवव्रष्टं यथापय अपर्तावपि भद्रं ते upavartet me vibho. Translation. My dear king, may I inform you that you have to make the entire surface of the globe level. This will help me even when the rainy season has ceased. Rainfall comes by the mercy of the king Indra. Rainfall will remain on the surface of the globe, always keeping the earth moistened, and thus it will be auspicious for all kind of production. Purport. King Indra of the heavenly planet is in charge of throwing the thunderbolt and giving the rainfall. Generally, thunderbolts are thrown on the top of hill in order to break them into the pieces. As these pieces are spread asunder in the due course of time, the surface of the globe gradually becomes fit for agriculture. Level land is especially conducive to the production of grain, and thus the planet Earth requested Maharaj Prithu to level the surface of the earth, breaking up the high lands and mountains. Om Agyanam Timrandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share these notes which I made out of one lecture of Radhesham Prabhu. Please forgive me if I had my own, by mistake, if I added my own interpretation while making these notes. So we are reading from chapter where Prithu Maharaj is milking the Earth planet, and Mother Earth is speaking to King Prithu that if you really desirous of supplying all the necessities for different living being, so basically she's saying that for the different type of creature, the different type of food can be arranged by Mother Earth. But she's putting some condition. She's saying provided there are two things. She's saying the first one is bring a calf. So by having a calf, Mother Earth is saying, I'll be pleased to offer the milk. And then she's also saying that being the pot that will be fit for holding the milk. So this conversation can remind us the very famous verse of Gita Mahatmya, where it is said that all the literature, everything, if you put together as a cow and the milk, in that case is the Gita Upanishad or Gita, which is the essence of all scriptures or cow, essence of all Vedic literature. So in that case, who attracted the cow to give the milk? In this case, in this verse Gita Mahatmya, the calf is Arjun, and who is milkman? Our Krishna. And all other recipient of the milk, all the devotees who is meditating on these verses, the and following the footstep of Arjuna, they bring the uh, the vessel to collect the milk. So Arjun definitely is the ideal calf for Krishna to offer the milk, because all this qualification he had, therefore he could taste basically the milk of Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, the Mother Earth is saying that the devotee of the God are the calf. Here, mentioned in this analogy, Mother Earth feels very happy when she sees the children of God are aligned with Krishna. So Krishna says that I am the father of all creatures. I supply them food, I supply them knowledge, Krishna is saying, or I supply them all kind of holy items like holy rivers or books or devotee or prasadam, holy name, the temples. And I'm sending all these things. Why? Because in that case, they can, the jivas can back to my abode. But we can see in this material world, living entities have become completely mad. They think that, oh, I am this body. They claim that, okay, I am the supreme, I am in control, I am managing some team in my office, so I'm in control, I'm managing my home. Everything is existing for my enjoyment. So why you are bringing in God? My hard work I grown in my life. I'm self-made, self-made master. So this kind of arrogant attitude, uh, such living entities has. So once Srila Prabhupada was watching a dog with a leash held by the uh, master of that dog. So that dog wanted to wander here and there, but the dog's master pulled him with the leash, and the dog had to go with him. So Prabhupada was saying that the dog is thinking that he is independent, but actually he is not independent. He is controlled by his master. If he's eating some garbage on the street, then immediately his master will drag him away. So similarly, all these living entities are controlled by Krishna by the stringent law of nature, the law of material nature. What we had some time back, the pandemic all over the world, is That was the one of the stringent law of nature governed by Krishna. So similarly, and there are many other stringent law, like we have old age, or we have so many diseases, death, birth. Mhm. So although scientists, they tried their best to give some relief, they will put someone who is dying on the ventilator to prolong life, but how much, they can prolong the life on the ventilator? Even if they prolong the life, uh, can a person on the ventilator can speak or can reciprocate with someone? No. So with all this advancement in the science and technology and medicine area, they cannot prolong the life for another couple of years even. They cannot make someone fit and healthy to move around if Krishna wants to take that person away. So we'll see that the body is led to death one day, and person is ejected out of his sense gratification platform or program, and laws of karma or laws of nature dragged him into the graveyard. There he will be burned into ashes. Nobody can stop. So the influence of the time is coming on everybody in this world. So why the living being should be proud of or pride on anything? They're proud because of their ignorance. They're proud of their so-called achievement. So this type of ignorance in this world, in which the living entities are being identified themselves to be somebody, what basically they are not. So therefore, they think that uh, the they are the most important people in the world, especially the modern day civilization is called like I culture or mind culture. Everybody is like a I centered, and now so many social platform came and made the people even more bodily conscious. People don't talk to the person who is sitting very next to him, but he will post his status on the Instagram or other social platform. It is very pathetic. You are not speaking to your next person or traveler, but you are telling over the internet to entire world that what you are doing. In this way, we are thinking ourselves very important. But of course, yeah, Jiva is important for Krishna because he is part and parcels of Krishna. And Krishna also gives a lot of importance to Jivas. But who, Krishna gives importance to, or more importance to which Jiva? The Jivas who are aligned with his will, Krishna's will. We can see that Sudama goes to Dwarka and Krishna literally worship him, or putting him next, giving him on his own seat. He feeds him prasadam, massage his feet. So we can see that Krishna treats his devotees with so much affection. We know that how he treated Kubja, who just simply offered him sandalwood pulp. So we can see that Krishna treats living entities with most affection and respect. But nowadays people become so mad, ghost haunted, we can say. They speak like a fool about scriptures. They don't know anything. And what is this ghost haunted them or captured the living entities in this material world? These three mode of nature, three gunas. So everybody behaves foolishly because they are driven by one of the mode at a time. So somebody is in Satoguna, can be called less covered, and Rajoguna can be called more covered. The Tamoguna, the most covered. So by nature, Jiva is Prakriti, but right now he's thinking that he is a Purusha. He's seated in this body and going around and imagining himself to be a very great personality. although he's powerless, if you see the jiva is powerless, he's completely dependent. Even in this material world, we can see the jivas are mutually dependent on each other. When someone becomes parent, beget a child is totally dependent on parent. And then when parent gets very old, like 80, 70-year old, then they become dependent on their sons or daughters, whoever is there. So they are mutually dependent, basically. Even we can see the cow or dog or other animal, they are dependent uh, on the men uh, for feeding them and maintain them or protecting them. Though it is happening just opposite here in USA. In Shastra, we call it Go Raksha, but here they don't even know. When Prabhupada came in and he put this word Go Raksha, cow protection, in the purport, someone changed to cattle raising, because he thought that okay, it is more relevant to US cattle raising. But Prabhupada was so bold. He says, no, put it Go Raksha, cow protection, because cattle raising is like you are maintaining some cow and you will eat them. So it is not cattle raising, it is Go Raksha. So all these animals, they are dependent on men. It's a human being's responsibility to feed them. So we can see like nobody can claim to be independent in this world, but ultimately all these jivas are dependent on Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So here further, it is mentioned that one statement was quoted by Prabhuji, that Chanakya says that these two eyes, if you two eyes in our body, if we don't read the spiritual literature, then these two eyes are compared with two wounds on the face. They are as good as the only wounds if we are not reading the scriptures using the eyes. And wound always cause some pain. So similarly, these two eyes, if they are not used studying the scriptures or awakening the transcendental wisdom, then these are as good as the wounds only, which will cause pain. Further, Prabhuji told, like if someone is acquiring lots of shastric knowledge and become even pandita, but that person is not a devotee of God, then that knowledge is good for nothing. We can see like people are studying this, doing PhD even in this Vedas or Vedanta Sutra, but they are not the devotee of God. So further analogy comes like they are the tail of a dog. Uh, it's compared to tail of a dog, because it is not useful. The tail of dog is not useful even driving away the flies and not covering his back. So just stand like this. But if you see the tail of cow, it covers the back also and it drives away the flies also. So the scholarly knowledge someone has but not becoming a devotee, then that person is like a dog's tail. He says like those who don't possess the knowledge, they are condemned. Who possess the knowledge but imagine God is impersonal, then they are doomed. Okay, further we can see like the words also comes in the Bhagavad Gita, Annad Bhavanti Bhutani, Parjanad Anna Sambhava, Yagyad Bhavanti Parjana, Yagya Karma Samudbhava. How the very rain, which is cause of all this, we can get the food stuff and we can be really. So all this comes from Yagya, and specifically in this verse, the Yagya mentioned, the 3.14 Bhagavad Gita shlok. Yagya means the Sankirtan Yagya that is prescribed for this age. So it must be performed in order to save us at least from the scarcity of food supply. I would like to conclude here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.